All right, update on the Florida documents case, Judge Eileen Cannon. There has been absolutely no accountability. Employee number 5 has made himself known, Mr. Brian Butler, who happened to have worked at Mar-a-Lago for more than 20 years, best friends of Carlos de Oliveira. Remember de Oliveira, Nauta? All right. He basically came forward and he said all of the Republican talking points and all of the things Donald J. Trump, who he knew for 20 plus years, he worked for him for 20 years, knew very well, everything they're saying about it being a witch hunt is absolutely false. What he saw himself and what he took part in himself unknowingly, allegedly. De Oliveira went to him because his job was basically arranging transportation for that Australian billionaire and all of his friends, for Donald Trump, his family, for all the stuff runs to and from the airport and all this stuff. All of the transportation pertaining to Mar-a-Lago and the Trump camp and everything Donald Trump wanted to do, this man was in charge of arranging and executing and everything else. Butler. Okay, Brian Butler. That's a pretty important guy. He was the guy who actually drove the cars with these people in the backs of the cars, worked out their personal travel duties, spoke to these people, every single one of them. He would know. Judge Cannon knows about this evidence. So she's trying very, very hard to find every excuse under the sun to delay this, because this is supposed to be televised, this case. None of this stuff will be able to be hidden, which means the evidence is presented, it's on camera, or most of the stuff on camera, and the public will see it. We all know, we all hope that would actually make a difference and change the swing of the election, take away the snowball's chance in hell of it happening. But the evidence will be shown to the public in one way, shape, or form or another once this goes through. That is what they're trying to prevent with everything they've got. Okay, we've got Brett Butler, who said he got a call. He was with Carlos de Oliveira, like with each other, hanging out, when Carlos was told that the FBI was coming to raid Mar-a-Lago the next day and basically get back to work. We got stuff we got to do. They arranged transport, and Brian Butler assisted Carlos de Oliveira and Walt Nauta to load these banker boxes, just like the ones in the pictures, into the SUVs, take it to the airport, load it into the planes, going right to the New Jersey Golf Club where his ex-wife's casket is laid to rest off the first fairway. The cremated ex-wife that took 11 people to carry the casket, but I regress. Anyway, he has admitted, he has said, he has presented not only evidence, documentary evidence, and supporting evidence to all this stuff. They also have videotape of them moving the boxes. It's all supported. It's all evidence. The problem is recognizing that Brian Butler was best friends with Carlos de Oliveira. Carlos de Oliveira is being represented, and Walt Nauta is being represented by Trump's legal team. Carlos got the call from Donald Trump saying that my legal team's going to take care of you when Brian Butler was standing right next to him. This is all supported testimony and evidence. Okay, so he got the call, and Brian Butler made the decision to get his own representation. He felt it was better for him, and it very well was. So here's Carlos and Walt both being represented by Trump's lawyers that Trump's in control of. Brian Butler is not. Brian Butler is the one that's coming through with all the evidence and telling the truth and everything else and giving evidence to back up that truth. This is stuff that's going on right now in the documents case in Florida. Judge Cannon knows of all of this evidence. This has already been presented as part of discovery. Donald Trump has already gotten hold of the witness list, the jury's names, and is starting to release that into his MAGA-verse. This is getting out of control. All right. Judge Cannon is very, very close to being taken off the case because there's so much piling up that could be filed against her. But she's going to go down with a fight, basically. She's going to go down trying her best. That's just the way it's lining up. But we all need to recognize we could all see this coming if we paid close enough attention. And if we didn't pay close enough attention and we pretended we were patriots and refused to hear any of this as fact, then we are doing not only ourselves, but we're doing our country a great disservice, because we are risking the future of our country on an assumption, not based on anything but the verbiage coming out of a self-bottle-tanned, failed businessman, fake billionaire, who has been proven to do some salacious stuff in his life. And whether or not you believe any of these cases going on should be important enough for you to pull back and pay attention. So do that. And that 60-day rule, about 60 days before an election, doesn't apply to these cases, by the way, because these cases were well underway long before that. That's the argument coming in before they can even present that argument in court. Just say it. Stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are and always will be in this together. Take care.